Hello, everybody, and happy Tuesday. This is Allen Devlin with Atlanta News First here. Thanks for joining me at the First Alert Desk. Looking forward to speaking with you today. I have four stories actually today we're going to talk about here this fine Tuesday, August 8th. Let me make sure it's the 8th. It is the 8th. 8th at 8 o'clock to be exact. And we're going to jump right into it. We actually had some breaking news right now just out of Hall County. We have learned that a manhunt for a man who is being charged with murder has come to an end. This gentleman, murder suspect Keegan Phillips, was out running around. Police were trying to find him. He was considered armed and dangerous. And it was a manhunt here for the last several hours since earlier this afternoon. We just got into the newsroom that he has been caught. He has been arrested, bringing that manhunt to a stop. So if you are in that area, Hall County area, it was a multi-county search, I should say. So anybody in that area can now breathe a sigh of relief knowing that this murder suspect is no longer out running around. Once he gets, back to jail, processed, mugshots come out, we will update you once we get that information as that case moves forward. Our team right now is working on pushing out those details to you all, so that'll be available real quickly here on our website, in our app, and we'll have that in our upcoming coverage beginning at 9 o'clock on Peachtree TV. But one more time, suspected murderer Keegan Phillips no longer a threat to the community. He has been arrested there in Hall County. And actually, one more thing I'll say is, Brett, K9 video, right? The dogs got him, right? All right, so canines are the way he was caught. Those police dogs that we know and love so well sniffed him out, caught him, and so we'll see if there is any body camera video. That's usually what we get out of these situations. Police will release the body camera video as they go and search in these manhunts, but that has come to a close. So the next story I want to talk to you guys about here is one that you all are probably already feeling. Gas prices in the metro specifically, unfortunately, are on the rise right now as we continue into the dog days of summer here. So what does that mean? Basically, 11 cents more per gallon of unleaded regular gas since this time last week, 7 days, and we are seeing that kind of increase. A little bit under, I was going to say a certain percentage there, but that would be inaccurate. But regardless, 11 cents in a week is a whole lot, and it is not a trend that we're seeing spike as high in the country or in the state as we are in Atlanta. Naturally, gas prices in Atlanta are usually going to be higher, but regardless, a rise is a rise. 11 cents is 11 cents. So keep that in mind next time you plan on, doing a little stroll or cruise around the highways for no in particular reason. Those gas prices are going to come and get you where it matters most. And this is on top of all the other inflation we're feeling all over the place. AAA and gas buddies say that trend is expected to continue here in the coming weeks. And so thankfully, though, there is a light at the end of the tunnel here where it will drop off once we get to like September-ish, end of September, as long as we don't have any major hurricanes that impact the Gulf. That's what we're keeping our eyes on. Nothing out of the ordinary. These prices will ebb and flow as normal, and we will continue to drop down as we move into the end of the summer here, believe it or not, already towards the middle end of the summer. The next story I want to talk to you guys about is hopefully one that didn't impact you, honestly. The ATL Airport has been a mess the last couple of days, dealing with the severe weather that we got earlier this week. As you know, severe weather, high winds and rain can impact flights in and out of our airport down in the College Park area, and that's what happened 2 days in a row where we just had terrible storms overnight, Sunday night into Monday, and then Monday night as well. We've been telling you about them nonstop. We've had some first alert weather days as well, and those planes is kind of like a backup domino effect delays here where, one day's worth of cancellations impacts the next days. So Sunday night's weather messed up Sunday night's flights and messed up Monday morning's flights, I should say. And then Monday night's weather continued that trend, made it even worse. Images of people sleeping in the airport. We spoke to several of them who said they've been in that airport for upwards of 8 10, 12, sometimes 24 hours sleeping overnight with their young kids as Delta and all the other airlines out of Hartsfield try and catch things up. The good news is this is expected to calm down starting tomorrow, where they're really going to start to get back on schedule. They've been working overtime to get these flights out of the airport as quickly as possible. There was a period of time when they had a bunch of planes that weren't able to land at Hartsfield, just circling the Georgia area, and they all landed at once, and people were sitting on the tarmac for hours and hours waiting to get all those planes in and out of those gates. Messed up the whole schedule. Thankfully, they're slowly getting things back on track here. Hopefully they get that done by Thursday. I've got a flight on Thursday, so I don't need any delays when I'm trying to get out of Hartsfield in just over 36 hours or so here. Moving on from the airport story, the next thing I want to talk to you guys about here is going to be the Mega Millions jackpot, because I'm sure you already know it is at a record-setting $1.5 billion, and that drawing is tonight at 11. So if you're planning on getting your ticket, go ahead and get it right now. I'm in charge of the Atlanta News First office pool, so I'll be buying those tickets as soon as I'm done here, and the office likes to buy them in person, even though there is virtually no difference in between your chances of winning if you buy them in person or online. But majority rules. It's a democracy. I'm going to take myself to a gas station and buy the tickets. Hopefully you guys get your tickets. If you're, don't want to get out and about, you always have the option of using the app as well here in Georgia. Georgia's one of the few states that allows you to buy tickets online on the app. It actually went down last drawing for the Mega Millions last week. It was down between like 9:45 and 10:45 or 11 o'clock from what I saw on drawing day. So, hopefully that doesn't happen, but your chances of winning the Mega Million, matching all those numbers along with the Mega Ball, about 1 in 305 million, I would say, which is a little bit higher than the Powerball drawing chances, which are in the 200 millions. But, of course, both of them are darn near statistically impossible. But you can't win if you don't play. I'm playing, so I can't even talk any mess right now. I will be participating, and a lot of other Georgians will be participating as well. The good thing is a lot of that money goes right to the Hope Scholarship, which funds all of our University of Georgia, Georgia University system, along with the University of Georgia specifically. I was thinking about UGA because my brother's at UGA right now. He's a law student there, and I always tell him every time I buy a ticket, I'm sending you to college. That's my reasoning and my excuse there. But that's all I've got for you today. Those 4 things that we're touching on here. Patrick Pete just walked to the newsroom. You know what that means. That means he's going to walk us through some weather. Thankfully, we're looking at this evening and not anything horrendous like we have been here the last couple of days. It has been an absolute mess, Patrick.
Yeah, man, I'm really glad that we are done with all of that. The severe weather is not a thing for tonight. It's going to be pretty quiet. We saw some showers move through earlier. One little thunderstorm got a bit aggressive, but that storm has now pushed on out, and we can actually enjoy a relatively quiet evening. So good Taco Tuesday. Hopefully you are making the best out of it. The forecast is trending a little bit messy, at least for some of us as we head through the next couple of days. We do have 2 first alerts, a first alert for tomorrow and then a first alert for Thursday, as well as the potential for some strong storms is in the forecast. Here's a look at the outlook for tomorrow, and you can see that the epicenter is going to be the Mid-South. That's going to be portions of Arkansas, Tennessee, Missouri, Kentucky. That's where that level 3 out of 5 risk for strong storms exists, but there's a level 1 for most of our region. If you're not under that level 1, if you're in extreme northwest Georgia, there is a level 2 out of 5 for strong storms. That's going to include folks that are in Chattooga County, as well as portions of Gordon, Fannin, Gilmer, and extreme northern Floyd counties. Our risks are going to pretty much be the same, whether you're under that level 1 or the level 2. We do feel that damaging wind gusts is going to be the primary concern. There's also going to be frequent lightning, and those heavy downpours are essentially with all of the thunderstorms that we get around these parts. But the wind and the lightning are major concerns. There's maybe some small hail going to be possible, but not expecting this to be a major hail maker. Here's how we get through your Wednesday. This is some new data that we just received into the Weather Center over the course of the last hour or so. We expect a dry start to the morning with temperatures that are going to be in the 70s for us here in the city, but for folks that are outside of the city, you're going to start off a little bit cooler. Temps in the mid-60s, gradually climbing as we push into the afternoon hours, keeping things dry around lunchtime, comfortably in the low 80s. And then as we get closer to around 5 o'clock, when folks are getting home or about to get ready to head home, expecting a few more clouds to build in, temperatures to climb into the low 90s. And we're watching this line of showers and storms that are going to be pushing out of portions of Alabama. That's going to be our threat, our source of storms for the evening. We expect that to arrive in the extreme northwestern corner of Georgia around 8 o'clock, but expecting it to push closer into the metro around 8. So first alert for the 7 to 8 o'clock time frame, and that's going to linger through around midnight as those showers and storms are going to gradually push to the south and east. Trends have this line weakening eventually after about midnight, but we'll be watching it as it continues to wane through our area. It will dry out through the early morning hours and expect another one of those warm starts that we've gotten so accustomed to this time of year. And then as we turn the page to Thursday, our secondary first alert is going to be for that potential for strong storms yet again, except this potential is going to be earlier in the day. Tomorrow's threat is going to be later in the evening as most of you are either making your way home or already at home and cooking dinner. As we head into Thursday, this is going to affect you as you're heading out of the door. Damaging winds look to be the primary risk here, but this is still several days away, so we'll have a better idea of what that atmosphere is going to look like tomorrow for Thursday, so you'll want to at least check back in with us. Here's a look at the 7 o'clock hours. Scattered showers and storms pushing in, making it a wet and windy morning drive. Kids are heading to the bus stop, you're heading to work. And it is just going to be a hot mess out there. So have that First Alert Weather app downloaded. As those storms are rolling into your neighborhoods, we're going to tell you. You'll be the first to know. All of that starts to push towards the south and east. And I do think that around 12, there's going to be a secondary line that moves in, but it's not going to be as widespread. But we'll be watching to see the energy levels, if there's any recovery time of the atmosphere between roughly 9 o'clock and 12 that'll allow these thunderstorms to have a little bit of gasoline, some juice. Right now, scattered showers and storms look likely through around 12 to 1, but they should diminish as we get closer to 5. So that means that Thursday at 5, when you're driving home, that drive should be much more pleasant. We'll trend dry through the overnight, and we're going to lower the rain chances as we head towards the weekend. It's still going to be humid. It's still going to be that summer-like pattern that we've been in, so some afternoon pop-ups are going to be possible. It just will not be as widespread as the rain opportunities the next 2 days. And unfortunately, with these dew points as high as they are going to be, those feel-like temperatures are going to be flirting with 100 degrees for a large chunk of this 7-day forecast. Watching Sunday very closely because right now guidance is suggesting that we could see multiple locations top 100 degrees as far as those feel-like numbers before those pop-ups start to fire up, which means that we could have several communities that are under a heat advisory. Still a little ways off. We have to see how those dew points pan out, but give me that heads up that there's going to be a lot of humidity in the air and we could be talking about heat index or heat advisory criteria for some of our communities. So here's that 7-day forecast with your weekend in view so that you can make those plans. Just be prepared for tomorrow evening to be a bit bumpy as we're going to be tracking scattered showers and storms. That could be on the strong side. And then we'll be tracking some of those storms early Thursday morning into the early afternoon before we see slightly lower rain chances heading into Friday and Saturday. Saturday looks to be the day that we can see the most pop-ups as far as interrupting your weekend activities, but there's enough moisture around both days that we could see things get a little energetic. So we'll stay tuned into that. Temperatures are going to hang out above average as we head through next Tuesday. So there's going to be lots to talk about. So let's get you back at the sky view. While you're looking at that sky view, I'm going to take a look at some of the folks that are actually with us. Wesley joining us from Ackworth on YouTube. I see several of you on YouTube, and I know some of you at home are joining us on our Atlanta News First app, probably on your TV, which is great. Thank you for joining us this evening. I am going to send you back to the 7-day forecast because I know that you all want to plan, and some of you do the screenshot thing, snapping a picture so that you can kind of have that in your pocket. So there's your opportunity. And if you need another one, you can catch us tonight on Peachtree TV. We'll start there at 9. We'll be there at 10, and on Atlanta News First at 11. Have a good night.